Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see Viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Alright, I am very happy everybody really enjoyed the last pink video. As you can see, and several people noted that she got upgraded to Elvis's old cage, and for those that you missed it, there's videos up explaining exactly where Elvis went and why. I won't go into the details now. You know, Pink had a fairly sizable cage, but you know, it was fully enclosed. You know, it was a big vision cage. So I moved her over here because I felt that, you know, she would have a little bit more open air. She has more room to move around, but you know, I've got this webcam here and you can review the video, and she hardly moves at all. Occasionally she'll go into her log, but other than that, she doesn't enjoy the extra space. She just sits there like, you know, a slug. But you know, for those of you who have seen her strike, and we'll see her strike here in a minute, they're quite fast when they want to be. Actually, even out on the floor, they can move quite fast when they want to. Not 15 miles an hour like someone mentioned in a story they wanted me to review for accuracy on a different species of snake, but she moves very fast within the range. You know, probably a good 2/3 of her body at least. I've witnessed a gaboon striking upwards, arching over its back, and almost touching its tail. So we always give Pink lots of room when we work with her. And you know, yes, I do feel that these 30-inch forceps are too short sometimes. That's why I'm quite cautious on how I approach her. A, I don't want to get bit, number one. B, I don't want her to get hurt and impale herself on the end of the forceps. I just want her to get her treat and everybody be happy. So once I occupy her mouth, I carefully and slowly remove her water dish, clean it, and replace it. I will take her out when I'm cleaning her cage. Because there's no safe way to clean her cage with her in it. So I will clear the deck here, sort of in the snake room, and bring her out and let her crawl around a little bit. Although she tries to head under things and then doesn't really like when you try to redirect her. She's sitting there thinking like, shut the hell up and feed me. I can just, you know, I can just read her mind. So watch her pupils. Now that I introduced the rats, the pupils. Oh! All right, she's eager. It just gave me goosebumps because I really didn't expect it that soon. Here you go. Wow, that was special. We really don't actually see her fully open right towards the camera. Unfortunately, you know, I wasn't running in slow-mo or something, but holy cow, that's something to watch out for. You certainly don't want to get bit. And unfortunately, in the US, there have been lots of gaboon bites in recent years. Yeah, I know, I see you. You gonna huff at me? This is quite risky, but it's a controlled risk because I know she's not gonna spit out that food to try to have a go at me. But yeah, whenever you work within a couple of feet of that head, you really have to be focused and and ready to get out of Dodge, even if it means dropping the glass bowl and breaking it. You can always clean that up. There is a shortage of South African polyvalent coming out of Africa because of the past 2 years and the goings on. I won't mention the C word because people get upset with me, but the supply chain is a wreck because of the C word, and also the crisis in Europe, the war in Europe. So anti-venom is just not coming out of South Africa. You know, zoos and such have it on order. It's just in low supply. Even my friends in Africa who treat snake bite are having trouble getting stocks of South African polyvalent to treat bites. In South Africa, it's mostly mambas, spitting cobras, and puff adders, and not necessarily gaboons. Gaboon bites are really rare because they're really sort of a deep forest snake and normally don't come out and wander around your village looking for rats. So while she's starting to eat, I will take and clean her dish, and Lori can entertain you with her swallowing the food. Okay, since it's mostly down her mouth, and I have great respect for that set of chompers she has, I will manipulate this at a safer distance into place, and then fill it with our watering can rather than to reach past her. She's got, you know, one fang is probably operable, if not both of them, and when that's the case, I am not going near that head at all. Fortunately, she's one of the snakes in the collection that, you know, you can open the door and you know it's not going to rush you, it's not going to leave the cage in a hurry. She will just more or less patiently wait for the food to come to her, and you saw her impatience because I was open the door and I was talking so long. She did that strike before I even got close. So I actually was reading her mind. I did say that she's like, shut the hell up and feed me, and that was a perfect example of, yes, Al, that's exactly what she was thinking, was give me the damn food and go to hell away. And shut up. Yeah, she hasn't done that before. She was very impatient, and look, you know, she's not, you know, underfed. She's a really good weight. She gets fed every couple of weeks. A rat that size, only because, you know, she just sits around otherwise and really doesn't move about much. You're having trouble getting that centered, huh? Look at those fangs. Those fangs are over 2 inches in length. If you run a piece of string down the outer curve, they're over 2 inches, and I've got a number of them down in the vial that I keep. When I get a surplus, I'll usually have Lori make some pendants and stuff for sale. But right now our stocks are low because I gave some away to a charity event. You know, and to be honest with you, she doesn't shed her fangs all that often. And usually the best fangs for making jewelry are the ones that she, you know, sort of spits out and doesn't go through her digestive tract. Because then they're not all discolored and covered with poo, and even though I bleach them, you can't quite get them perfectly clean again. You know, I take what I can get, you know. Sometimes it takes going through a pile of poo to get a fang. It's of a lower quality. Snakes usually don't like help, but how's that? That wasn't too bad, was it? She's looking at me like, you touched my food, right? Go ahead, just continue eating. I just helped you out. And as I've said before, snakes really don't like you helping them out, even though you're doing them a favor, making it easier for them to swallow their food. Elvis was a prime example. He absolutely hated when I helped him out, even though he was struggling and had the rat crossways in his mouth. He just absolutely hated, and that would be one of the few times that he would actually come after me to try to bite me, is when I was trying to take his food. He was like a dog in many respects, where, you know, if you try to take bone or food from a dog, that's really not a good thing to do, because that will definitely get you bit. So I'll let Lori continue filming if she wants to.
Well, she's pretty much got it down the hatch.
Okay.
So.
Well, I was hoping we'd, you know, get her to see her yawn and stuff, but I think on that initial strike we saw some nice fang extension, and I'll try to slow that down and
Well, I'm hoping it's in focus, because, you know, I was zoomed in a bit, so.
Well, yeah, and it was a bit startling even from my aspects of the situation, but my cell phone takes really nice slow motion stuff, but the format really doesn't like to go into the editing software. The videos, it doesn't sync properly, and it drops frames sometimes, but I've got a few videos that I took on my cell phone that are really quite amazing. But yep, let's close the door here, since she's well on her way of getting that down the hatch. I will reopen the door here in a little bit and fill her water dish. So that's a little pink feeding for you.